Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away. It's no secret what I'm building today. It's standing right there. I'm going to be doing stages 81 to 86 of the Fanhome release of Build E.T. the Extraterrestrial. So I think today, I have bought this up, but I think we're going to start putting an interior skeleton over all of these pieces here. And that's the skeleton that's going to hold the skin to stop it falling into crevices and stuff like that. So we are really getting on with this build. I can't see there being much to do once the skeleton's on here. We did get a free gift today, though, which is a tin poster. You know exactly where this is going to go. It looks just like that, as you can see, tin poster there. This is going in the retro room, definitely. But I absolutely love that. Quite big as well for normal tin posters. A lot bigger than the ones that we've got on the wall just over there. But if you want to get this for yourself, I don't know if this is still available. You will have to check. But I have put a link in the video description. And there's also that QR code on the screen. Without further ado, though, let's get cracking. So I am very much interested now to know exactly what we're doing. In stage 81, here is the instructions. And as you see, we've got the start, by the look of it, of putting these panels on. This is one of these sensors here that I'm going to be able to wave my hand or hold or touch, I think, which is going to activate something. So I'm going to be putting this pad onto this sensor here, and I'm going to be attaching this onto ET. Now, ET is getting big now. I'm believing that a lot of this I'm going to have to use my phone to record. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit it under the cameras I've got here, but I'll see. I'll see if we can figure something out. But that's all we're going to be doing in this stage, and this is the rest of the magazine. So here we go. This is stage 81 here. And the first thing we're going to do is take this lead, unravel it, and I'm going to be taking one end of this lead and putting this into this touchpad here. I'm then going to be taking this pad here, which is going over the shoulder, pushing this down here. So this will eventually sit on top kind of like that. But we don't actually stick this down yet. There is an adhesive strip on the back. I've got to actually install this onto ET. So I have actually taken ET's head off just so I can actually see this part just here. And basically these two holes here are going to be going into the two holes just there. So I'm just going to gently put this into position, just like that. That looks good. And I'm going to screw this in with two of these PTP screws. So that's in tight. I've got the lead here of this coming out the back here, which now means I just need to take the adhesive off here, pull this down so it's going to fit flat in there. That was actually quite tricky to get in there. But there you go. In it is, with the cable just out there. And that's all there is to do in that stage. So I've just realised I've had to zoom out this top camera here so far to get that in. But there we go. This is going to be stage 82 here. And here's the instructions. Oh, well, at the ET soundtrack LP. That's one I don't own. Something I need to get. And again, I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. I think I'm going to bundle those two stages together. So this is the rest of the magazine. So again, here's all the parts, exactly what we had in the last stage. Again, put the cable in here, put that through this hole just there. Once again, this one is going on top just here, and get that screwed in, and then take off the adhesive. And I have to say, I found by the other one is to put this end in first and then pull this cable down here. Perfect. So both of these shoulders now have these sensors in here. And that's all there is to do in those stages. So stage 83, here's the instructions. And we've got these two panels here, which we're going to be putting together here just with a screw. Then this is going to be going onto, is this the back? I think this is the back of ET just here. This is the rest of the magazine. Now I'm going to do one of these, but I think we're going to be building onto this into the next stages. So I may be bundling all the next stages together. I just want to see how these parts go together first. And as you can see, we've got two different kind of screws here, short ones and long ones. Now it is the long screws that I'm going to need first. And basically these two sections here are just going together like this. Turn it over. Very strange this is. Basically we want to put these longer screws into the sides just here. Now we want to screw them in just that much. Actually probably that's too much. Just that much there. Okay, very strange. I thought we might be putting these in to hold these two pieces together, but no, that's not what's happening. One in this side here. And then once again, bring ET over. Boy, have I had to move my cameras around here to get this in. It is going to be going on this back section here. And it's going to hide the wires we've just put in. So this is going to be going on here just like this. And those shorter other screws we've had are going to go in here. Now once we've got those ones in the top, remember we put some screws just in here. Just going to line them up now, because I'm going to be putting those screws in just at the side here as well. Excellent, so they're all in there, and that's all there is to do in that stage. So, stage 84, let's just check this out. Now I have looked ahead to stage 85, so I am going to keep this one on its own as well. Same thing, putting these panels together, and this one's going on the front here. This is the rest of the magazine. Wow, I remember them, the old Atari Lynx and a Game Boy. So, get everything out for stage 84 here. Exactly the same thing as what we've done. We're just going to piece two parts together like that. And again, these longer screws are going to go into the hole each side here. Just a little bit to hold the screw in. So they're in just like that. This time the front of ET here. So I'm going to be putting these slots here into the holes of the back piece that we just put in. That's going to help to line these up, so I can get these screws in the top. And then in the same way, I'm just going to be lining up these screws here, making sure I'm not pinching any wires. And screw these panels in at the side. Excellent. With those panels in there, that is all there is to do in that stage. So stage 85, looks like things are getting a little bit difficult because, check this out, we've got another sensor to put in. So we're going to be putting this together and putting this just on the side, just off to the heart there. And then, by the look of it, we're going to be putting another panel on here, which looks like ribs really, doesn't it? Feeding through this wire and connecting this to the circuit board here. And we've got to connect all the other ones in as well. So it's actually telling us here in this picture where everything's going. This is going to be fun. This is the rest of the magazine. Now there's no screws in this part, just so you know. But once again, what I am going to do is plug this lead into the sensor. So that just goes in here like that. Again, I'm going to be taking this panel here, passing this through this side, and then taking the sticky back off this and sticking this into place. Now this is going to go into this area of ET here. So I'm going to let that hang down, and I slot this into these points just at the side here, and it just pushes in. There we go. That's in position just like that. Now this sensor cable here, I want to pass it through the hook on this rib here. So it's going to go on the inside just like this. And then I get to push that rib into place just underneath there. And do exactly the same with this one here. So those two ribs are in place now, and that's how that's looking. Okay, now what I want to do is just underneath this rib here, I've got a hole in the frame which is going to enable me to pass this wire through to the back and bring that through the back just like that. I'm then going to be passing that cable just through these spine parts here. And I'm going to be plugging into a cable down here. Now I will get my phone out to show you exactly what slot I'm actually putting that cable in. As you can see there, it's basically the third one along. As you see, I've got some other plugs here which now need to go into that. So the first one I've got is this IR sensor here. That goes into the very left port. Now I need this white cable here, and I'm going to need to get this round the front. So I'm just going to pass this through the hole here, because we do have some sockets at the front here. Now the white one goes in the very far right one, so I'll put this in. So as you can see, that's in there just like that. And then the other two, which is the battery and then the DC connection, going to get them passed through as well. And I want the socket that we labelled up as A. On my one, I just put one slot in there. That's going to go in the middle. And then the last one is just going on the very left. So when all three of those cables are in, it should look like that. That's all there is to do in that stage. So that leads me just to this last stage here, stage 86. Here's the instructions. And by the look of it, we're going to add some other rib sections here, and I'm guessing we're going to be plugging in those last cables that I was on about there. We've got 4 rib sections here. This is the rest of the magazine. Okay. So there's not much in this stage at all. It's just 4 rib sections. They're all the same size. And again, if we look what we've created on this side, I'm going to be going around the back, moving this around so you can see. So we're working on this side here, which is the other side to the ribs that we put in at the front. And it's exactly the same way. I'm going to be putting a rib in, but I am going to thread this wire just through here. Perfect. Once you've got one in, we just slot that into the side here. Excellent. And I'm going to do that all the way down with all 4 ribs. And there you go. As you can see, all 4 ribs are in. That cable's gone down there, just like that. Now this cable is going to be going into the back section. It's going into the port just on the left here. Don't know if you can see that. I will plug it in. And once again, I'll show you there. So we just have one vacant port in the middle now, which I'm guessing is for one of these plugs. I do have 2 plugs left over here. Now they've actually plugged this black and red cable here. I don't know when they've asked us to do this, into this very right-hand port on the bottom, which means what we've got left is one plug here for one port. Obviously, we're going to be putting some ribs down this side, I think, to get that in, but ET is now all plugged in to all the ports on the control board. So all the front ones are done, just one spare in the back. I'm just going to put his head back on so I don't lose it, which goes on here. Just like that. And that's ET done for another month. I'm going to put him away in his cupboard. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.